at 7 Eastern Time's the scene. K-Black's Workshop's live on your favorite screen. From the White Mountains, she's bringing you the keys to unlock your potential, set your content free. Whether you're just starting or you're on the rise, this is where you'll find those golden allies. Create and connect, it's time to go live. Set your goals, watch your presence thrive. From insights to action, we're in this together. Kate's got the plan to make your content better. Each week a new topic, fresh ideas to explore. Community features, inspiration galore. Actionable steps to help you grow. Posting goals to keep your progress in flow. Whether you're just starting or you're on the rise, this is where you'll find those golden allies. Create and connect, it's time to go live. Set your goals, watch your presence thrive. From insight to action, we're in this together. Kate's got the plan to make your content better. Questions to the after space. X is where we'll meet face to face. Share your thoughts, show off your progress. Together we'll navigate the social congress. Subscribe on YouTube, follow on X and the Gram. Turn those notifications on, be part of the fam. Visit Kate's website for even more support. The stream, see what's in store. Create and connect, it's time to go live. Set your goals, watch your presence thrive. From insight to action, we're in this together. Kate's got the plan to make your content better. Connect every Sunday night with Kate as your guide. Your future's bright. From the White Mountains to your screen, join the workshop, live out your dream.
Hello, everyone. Hope you're having a wonderful evening or wonderful day, good morning, wherever you are in the world. For me, it's 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and I'm here for another social media workshop. And this is week 5, and I can't believe it. We're working away at all this, and I'm just excited to have you here. So welcome, everyone. I hope you find today's stream informative. We're going to be discussing optimizing for life online, which means what can we do as either small accounts or accounts that are growing or starting out or maybe established or just need to get reinvigorated. What can we do to optimize our accounts and what we're doing to be most effective to reach the audience that we hope to reach? And then also maintain them and be able to stay in communication with them. So there's lots of parts to this, all stuff that I think is really great to establish when you're first starting out or as early on as possible. So if you already have an established account, that's okay. There may be some things that you missed that might help you and be good to take care of, a little bit of housekeeping, if you will, so that as you grow, this kind of little stuff that maybe you're pushing aside or not taking care of or not thinking about or not considering doesn't become like a problem or a wasted opportunity or something you're just going to have to pay someone else to do later because you'll be too busy. So those are like the premise of today's show. And every week, if you're new here, Every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern, I do a social media workshop like this. We get into a topic. Now, each week, it is a it is sequential. Why can't I say that? Sequential. It is sequential. So each week builds on the previous week. Now, if it's your first time here and you haven't seen the previous weeks, that's okay. You can still get a lot from today's stream. But you can also watch the previous ones and get all the information and all the materials. You can find that very easily on my website. The QR code here, and then you'll see the web address there. Wherever you're watching this, there should be a link directly to this part of my website. You just go to capely.com, you'll see the Create and Connect link, and you sign up, and all the stuff's there. It's free. You don't have to pay for anything. I do ask you to sign up because I just don't, I just want to keep track of who's watching my stuff, But once you get in there, you've got all the replays. So all the replays are broken up into the weeks. So it's very easy to watch them and mark them off as done. You also get all the slides. So I always have slides every week um, outlining what I talk about. Okay. And then I also have a workbook. So there's exercises and pages and a workbook that you can print out and do if you're one of those people who's an overachiever like me. So when you're kind of really into something and you want to really put your best effort forward, I give you some exercises to do to improve what we're working on and the topics we're covering. So that's what's available on my website, and also the homework. I always give, okay, I don't want to call it homework. I always do that, but it's a goal for the week. So I give the content creators a goal for the week each week, and we try and do it. So I do them too because I've done all these steps before, but the kind of things that I'm talking about are fantastic refreshers, and they're great things to put effort into any point at any time because things are always changing. Our purpose is always taking a direction. The things we're into always goes a different way. Um, we're meeting new people. We're trying new things. So as life goes on, looking back and down and doing some of these exercises can be very helpful. All right, so I'm going to talk real quick. So that was just a catch up on what this workshop's all about and what we're going to discuss today. But I want to just share that I use StreamYard to bring this to you. And everything you're seeing on the screen and all the overlays and the video and the countdown and stuff, it's all stuff that I'm able to do in StreamYard, and it's very simple. So I like to just suggest if you find what you're watching useful or it's something you want to try as a content creator, live streaming, you can get a $10 credit off any paid subscription with StreamYard if you use my special link. Now I have this QR code here, which will take you right where you need to go, or you can find the direct link below this video or in the replies or in the comments, wherever you're watching this video. Okay? So if you're considering this kind of thing, I have StreamYard simply because it's very easy to use, easy to find what you need to do. That they have a really great help guide that has step-by-step instructions, which is something that I always look for. And they make things just very intuitive and simple to figure out on your own. It's fantastic for live streaming. I can live stream to multiple platforms. Right now I'm streaming to YouTube, to Facebook, and to X. And I can also invite a guest on and stream to other channels. So I've got another channel on YouTube broadcasting live stream as well. And I can invite guests. I can record videos. I can record tutorials, screen sharing. And I can also host webinars and have tickets. So depending on which subscription you choose. So I just like to share that because I fantastic program. I get a little bit back. It really supports what I do, which I like completely appreciate. So thank you for that. Anyone who's interested in trying it out, I think it's worth trying. They even have a fantastic free subscription. You can try out a lot of the features for free, and you can use a lot of the features for free. You just have a logo, and there's a few other things that are limited of what you can do. Okay. So thanks for listening to that. I'm going to take a quick sip and just let some people come in the stream. We've got some people popping in. Great to see everyone. So I want to do a quick, also anyone who's new, let you know that after the stream, I do a space on X, which is an audio discussion, uh, like a live audio podcast, if you're curious about that. And that is where you can come in and chime in with your thoughts on what the topic of the week is, or really anything. If you're stuck on something, or if you have questions, or you just want to hang out, it's a great place to do it. It's a lot of fun. So I have here, you'll see this QR code will take you, yeah, this will take you to the after space. And also you can find the links below wherever you're watching this video. And you'll want to have an X account. And if you want to just listen, you can listen. If you want to join the discussion, you can do that. And I'm going to be testing out a new feature, well, newish feature, me, I guess, video component, the the so I'm going to have a video component to that. I'm going to try it out, see how it goes. And so you'll be able to participate in that and see if it's a total disaster or whatever. So be sure to click that link and RSVP for that so you don't miss it. You should set a reminder so that you get the notification and you don't miss it. All right, and then bring any questions you have here. All right, so I want to talk about the previous weeks a little bit because this is week 5 and we've covered quite a bit. So, for example, we discussed, are you putting yourself out there as a person or a brand? We really went deep into that first week. Then we went into understanding your social media identity. How do you use social media? How do you interact with it? That is really a reflection of how you should expect to use it. So we went into that. It's a really more comprehensive than you think. So that's a great video. Then we went into understanding your background and your unique value, which was a really great one. That's in week 3, and that is very helpful if you're trying to understand, like, why would people want to follow me? Why would people want to see what I do? What do I have to offer? Everyone has something to offer. So, and everyone can add value to the content that is out on the internet right now. I firmly believe that. So doing week 3 will really help you figure that out. And then your ideal follower, our ideal follower. And then we did we went and talked about what's in a name. So we were trying to understand, how do you put yourself out there? But this week, we're talking about how to optimize for putting ourselves out there. How can we sell our profiles together, our content, just kind of do all the housekeeping while we're either starting a small account or just getting it done. Because as you grow, this stuff is harder to build from scratch. So I like to suggest building just a little bit of infrastructure at the very beginning that's very affordable. Most of it's free, actually. It just takes a little bit of time so that as you grow, you have this already built and established. So if some opportunity comes, we go for it. So that's the whole point of this. But if you already established account and you haven't done these things, it might be helpful to do them. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Last week, the homework was to redo our about in the or our excuse me, redo our profile bios. So I don't know if anyone did it. I said I was going to do it, and I kind of did it. I didn't update it yet, but I did put in to Gemini AI to help me rewrite mine. So we're going to just take a look at that, and you guys can give me feedback if you want on which one would work. But I'm thinking that what I'm going to be showing you, if you're stuck writing your social media bio, this is a way that you can use AI to help you. So that's what we're going to think about here. All right, so I'm going to share the screen and move this over here. There we go. Okay, so this is my, this is Gemini Advanced. Just happens to be the AI I'm paying for at the moment. No, there's plenty of other ones. You can use ChatGPT, you can use Claude, you can use Gemini. There's other ones, Copilot. So whichever one is your one that you're using, you can try this prompt out if you need help writing your social media bio. So my excuse me. So I use this prompt. I need help rewriting and fine-tuning my social media bio. What is required for me is to include 1, who I am and what I do. So these are the things I talked about last week. Okay, who I am and what I do. Who do I do it for? And then a call to action. And then I pasted in my current bio. So you can see from here, it came up with 3 different versions. It also broke down the elements for me and then gave me some additional tips. So this is a fantastic thing to do to give yourself something to brainstorm from or use as a rough draft if you're looking to rewrite it. I just felt like sharing that with you because that was applicable to last week if you were stuck doing that exercise. Just a little help to give you that motivation. So I hope you go ahead and try that out. All right. Now, I did mention that each week there's workbook pages. So this week does have a few workbook pages if you optimize for online because it's a checklist kind of. But we're going to go through each of the parts of it here in a minute. And so you can always get that on my website. That's always going to be available on my website if you need a little extra help with anything that I talk about. All right, so some more people jumped in. Thanks so much for tuning in. It's great to see you. I hope that you find today's workshop helpful. And if you're catching replay, thank you for watching. All right, so we're going to get into this here. This is where we're going to start. So overall, optimizing for life online is to build a digital home base where every social media platform points to your website, ensure it's clean, cohesive, and offers something of value. Okay, so I'm not going to tell you to build a website this week. Next week, we're going to build a website. I'm going to build one with you. I'm going to do it live. I have a template ready, and I'm going to be able to do it with you in under an hour. Okay, so what's your excuse? So we're gonna do that together next week and on next Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern. So make sure that you block that time off in your calendar. We're gonna get you a website if you don't have one, okay? But in the meantime, you need to start thinking about what we're gonna need for it. So these are the things that you're gonna want to kind of have ready to go if you're looking like, okay, this is a good motivation. I kind of want to get a website. I guess I could do that. I could watch this stream next week, make the time to do it, and we can do it together. So these are the things you're going to want to have ready. Because if you have these things ready, you can have it done during the live stream. So how cool would that be, right? So you would want to make sure you have a profile pic or a logo. If you can have it match your current social media, it doesn't have to, but have a picture of you or a logo or both. And then think about your colors and your fonts. So I recommend maximum of 5 colors, one being white, one being black, or a dark or a light, and then a lighter color, a less dark color, and a middle color. So maybe I can share with you how to choose a color palette. That might be helpful. So I'm just going to open up this window off screen and I will walk you through that because some people do tend to have difficulty with this. And it's not that important, but it's helpful to when we're ready to just do a website. It's nice to just have a color palette ready to go. All right, so I'm going to remove this tab. Okay, I'm going to add this one. Sorry, guys, for not having this ready to go, but I just thought of it. Okay, add to stage. I have to remove this. There we go. Okay, so this is the website I use to just whip up a color palette. It makes it very easy to do it. And so there's 2 different ways to do this. You can go to the tools and you can just go to the palette generator. And what this does is it gives you 5 colors to start. I recommend using this first color to be white or something very light. Okay, and then you just lock that in. And then this one, I recommend making this black or something very dark and lock that in, and then you can use, these colors would be light, a little bit darker, a little bit darker. So this kind of sequence. But I can just hit the space bar and it'll jumble things and come up with colors randomly. Okay. Or there's other tools here. I can go to the image picker and I can upload an image and select colors from the image for my color palette. So this tool is just really great for that. And what you'll want to do once you have your color palette, open it in the generator, which you guys can't see. So I'm just going to go back so you guys can see that. There we go. Once you have your colors, I like to make sure that they're kind of in order from light to dark. That's hard to tell, which is, I think it's this way. And what you need for a website is this code here, which is the hex code, the number alphanumeric code, and we'll need that. So you can keep track of this by saving the web page, or you can copy and paste these hex codes and just save them. I use Notion to kind of organize when I'm doing a new website. I have my color palette, I have my fonts, I have all the information that I need for that website in one place, and then I can easily reference it anytime I need. So that's a quick way to just get a color palette established. Next thing would be to just look at fonts. Google Fonts is a great place to just pick a font. If you just look there, that's all you have to do. Don't overthink it. And then in addition to that, when we're going to make a website, you do want to have a consideration of updating that website. You don't want to just create a website and then you leave it and it collects dust and you never look at it again. It's good to have a plan to keep that website constantly updated, constantly having your information. So, for example, on mine, I'm always adding my live stream information, all my upcoming spaces on X, all the things I'm up to. When I have a project I want to promote or put out there, a portfolio project or anything that I'm doing, I will update that on my website. So I'm constantly updating, I'm constantly adding content, I'm constantly adding things. I'm not just creating it and then leaving it and never touching it again. Okay, so you want to make sure you have a plan for updating and then also maintaining, because as content gets updated, it may be a good idea to remove it or at least hide it, or it may be a good idea to update it, going in and editing, updating. So you have to have these things to consider. Are you going to update it once a week or try to, or are you going to just do it uh, once every couple weeks, once a month? I try to do mine a couple times a week so that I'm constantly adding more information. And this kind of stuff is very helpful for Google search and SEO, because a website that's constantly updated and it has new information, it's very useful in the eyes of Google. If it's a stagnant website, yeah, it may be authority on whatever subject. If it's you, it may be an authority on you, but it's not going to bring in new people like it potentially could. And then on a website, what we're going to do next week, so that this is a little sneak preview to what the homework's going to be, but I mean the goal for the week, not the goal for the week. You need to have an about section. This is the bare minimum. Contact, so you want to make sure you have an email. That will be your contact email. A way to collect emails, so like a newsletter of some kind or a way of collecting email leads. Everyone should be doing that. You cannot depend on social media to be in charge of your audience, and you need to start collecting emails of your audience. And then you need to have an offer. An offer is just something for the person who's on your website to do or engage with. So this could be a downloadable content. It could be free or it could be paid. It could be an ebook, a template, a course. You could be selling a product. You could be having a tutorial. You could have a course. It could be anything, whatever makes sense for you. So that's something to start thinking about. Again, this is not something you need today, but next week we're going to be building a website and there's a place for you to put your offer. So something to start thinking about. Okay. I think this is the next one. Yeah, I think this is the next one. And I talked about this one last week a little bit, but I'm going to get into it again. With your name or brand, you want to claim all the platforms with your name. Okay, so this is just to lock those in. It doesn't mean you have to use those platforms, but it just means that you now have ownership of them in case something blows up or goes viral. You at least have the original. Like for me, it's at Kate Bly. That's what I want, and I want to have everywhere. Okay, and if something of mine goes big and it catches the right people's eye, then they're going to take my handle, my username, and use it at these other places, and then they can possibly scam my audience, right? So this is just one way to get a step ahead of that. And then who knows, down the road, you may want to use that platform and you already have it ready and established. And it's also an way to be ready for all growth opportunities, meaning someone you connects with you and they're only on this other social media platform, they can at least find you and connect with you there, whether you use it actively or not, but they can at least find you and connect with you. And then cleaning up any existing accounts is a good idea by deleting any irrelevant posts, updating your bios, like I said before, having images that are cohesive, maybe incorporating the colors into graphics of the color palette that we talked about. And really, you want to add, if you're not using the account, it's not active, but you do have it established, you want to make sure all the information's filled out, and then maybe at the minimum, have an about post, just an introductory about post that is for people who stumble upon your profile. They can at least find something with some information. And I just say, like, imagine your mentor or favorite person visiting your account. Do you feel comfortable with that? Or is there something, okay, it needs improvement. I could do better. Okay, and then the last thing we want to do when we want to kind of optimize for our life online as a content creator is to set realistic goals. Social media is addicting. It's addicting by nature, and it can become all-consuming. So setting realistic goals means limiting yourself, but also not overextending yourself. Meaning by creating goals that maybe you cannot achieve. So that's more important, I think, is setting realistic goals that you can achieve each week. And then as you improve or as you get more established, maybe you can make those goals loftier. But as an individual, just posting, set something that's actually realistic that you can attain, that you can confidently attain, and then stick to that. So when in the past weeks, we talked about your main platform. So we really got into analyzing how you use social media and figured out which platform will be our main platform. Now, every other platform it's good to use occasionally or post on or cross post or utilize the same content. But really, there's probably going to be one that rises to the top where you get the most engagement, you actually enjoy using it, you like interacting with and participating. That's going to be the one that you want to really focus on and set up realistic goals that are your posting schedule. It doesn't have to be an exact schedule, but if your goal is I want to post a day, or 2 posts a day, or more, or a couple times a week, whatever your realistic, achievable goal is, do that. Figure that out for your main platform first. And if you're not sure what your main platform is, I hope you'll go back to the earlier weeks of this workshop and do the exercises there because it will help really narrow it down for you if you're struggling with this. So, excuse me. It's like very dry in here right now. So, you want to plan a schedule that is how often you open the app. First of all, how often you open it, because again, social media can be addicting. So, if it's constantly open, or if it's just like, okay, I'm going to try and open it a couple times a day, 3 times a day, once a day in the evening or in the morning or whatever, you can come up with what makes sense for you and try to stick with it. So how often you open the app and how often will you post? How often will you engage with others and your followers? Okay, so you want to have a plan for all those things because the more you can interact with your the app, really the better when you're trying to get established. But you don't want to have it could be all consuming. The next thing is you want to plan attainable schedule for your other platforms that are not your main platform. Okay, and can be realistic with this. My other platforms, I don't post as often to. I maybe post once a week, some of them, maybe I post once a month on some of them. Maybe I only post once every couple of days on some of them. Okay, so that's okay. You have to be okay with that, but just take a look. Which ones do you want to prioritize, and which ones do you want to just, you know, do once a month or just check it, just log in to make sure it's still there, kind of thing. And, if you do start to see people engaging with your content, you may need to adjust these goals for these other platforms, because if people are engaging with your content, that means you probably should be a little bit more active and you have opportunities there. So that's just something to think about. These kind of goals can adjust over time. Now you wanna prioritize your main platform, we talked about this. Your time is valuable, so you really can only focus on one main platform starting out, or if you're really trying to build something. It's really better to just focus on one, achieve your goals there, get established, and then you can start to think about the other ones. Um, and use your time and efforts on the other platforms you enjoy or already use the most. So for me, that means I use YouTube all the time as a user. I really like YouTube. So I also post to YouTube. I don't post as often as I do on X because X is definitely my primary platform, but I do like YouTube and I open it every day, so I try to remember to post on there. I might as well, I've already opened it and share what I'm doing 'cause, specifically YouTube has the community post feature, which is underutilized, so that's something that you can use to post like you would a traditional social media post. Um, if you have, videos or shorts or anything like that, you know, that's a great place to cross post. So that would be an example of what I'm talking about here, putting time and efforts in the other platforms that you enjoy using. So I don't necessarily really like using Facebook or Instagram, but I have a lot of people there that I do enjoy interacting with and seeing. So I do use these platforms for that, and it's nice to see those people. But other than that, you know, I don't spend a lot of time there, but maybe I will if the account grows or something, right? So that's just a little bit with, as far as optimizing our accounts and just setting up realistic goals and making a plan for our life online, right? So don't push yourself too hard early on. And when it comes to goals, it's more about just how often you'll be posting, how often you'll be using the app, and then how often you'll be replying. So if you get a lot of comments on something, are you going to be replying immediately? Are you just setting aside time each day to go in and do replies? You know, you have to start thinking about this stuff so that you don't get caught off guard. A little bit of preparation will make it a lot easier. All right, so I wanna just thank everyone for tuning in today. This has been a really great series. I do this every Sunday in Eastern Time, where we get weekly goals for our social media content, and it can be just starting out. These videos would be helpful. You could be established, these videos will be helpful, or you could be kind of stuck in a rut. These are gonna be helpful. And I have, this is week 5, and I have the previous weeks on my website, so you can watch those anytime. And I'll just throw the reminder up here so you can see that. We'll take you right there so you can get access to all the replays. You can get access to all the workbooks that I have created for this content, slides that I've been showing, and all the replays. So I hope you do hop over there and take up that opportunity to just utilize this and do it at your own pace. Because I know not everybody is available. 7 p.m. Eastern time on a Sunday evening to do this. So you can do this at any time that's convenient to you and watch those videos and do the exercises. All right, so excuse me, it's dry air. Mm. Just had Debbie come through and soak everything, and now it's like 70 degrees and it's totally crisp and dry. It's amazing. Um, so that I hope that made sense, and I hope that you can understand how if you just do this little bit of work, it seems like kind of like boring. But if you do this little bit of work early on while you're a smaller account, before you get really established, it can make things very easier for you as you grow. Okay. And the assignment, the goal for the week, let me find it here. Okay, the goal for the week will be to write your about me. So last week was the social media bio. Okay. The about me is usually a paragraph or two paragraphs about you. Okay. And you want to make it, and it's about you, but it really isn't really. You just make it clear who you are. Make it clear what you do, and make it clear who you do it for, and then why you do it, okay? So, what do you do? Why do you do it? And who are you doing it for? And how how are you doing it? So, it's really what you do for other people more than about you as a person. So, can write a little bit about you and your background if you want, but it's mostly about what you do for other people, okay? So, you kind of have to flip that around on your about me. And you wanna create an offer. Create an offer. So what would be your offer? You can make a PDF if you're have an expertise in something, you can make a video that's, very instructional or very value packed. You could start a newsletter. You can have a blog. It could be just a free blog, or it could be a subscription blog, or something else. Get very creative. You could be selling a T-shirt. You could be selling something. You could be, hey, get creative, people. What is it? And again, if you're struggling with this is the problem here. If you're struggling with this, you haven't done the exercises in the last videos because if you've done those, and I'm not accusing anyone of not doing them, I'm not expecting everyone to do them. But I'm just saying, if you do the exercises in each week, you get to these things and it's easy. It's easy because you've already done it. You've already done it. It's already ready for you. You just have to fill it out, essentially. And so that's why I've done it in the sequence that I have, so that the stuff all kind of just builds on each other. So the earlier weeks were a little bit more difficult, right, to get through. It's like there a lot of people have blocks about it and won't do it. And I totally understand that. I'm never going to force anyone to do it, right? But if you do, it makes all the rest of this so much easier. And then we're going to get into building um, a website together next week, but then the week after that, we're gonna get into creating content and all the fun stuff. But all this stuff is gonna help establish and make creating the content easier. And I hope you can see that and understand the patterns that or the sequence I'm trying to build for the workshop as we go along. All right, so I'm gonna just show that again, um, the goal of the week to write the about me, and then come up with your offer, okay? And it does your offer can be something that's free, it can be something that people can buy, it could be a digital product, it could be a course, it could be a template, it could be a tutorial, it could just be, like I said, a blog, something as simple as that. So think about that, get creative, and I hope to see what you come up with next week. For me, I have an about me already written. I might rewrite that. I probably will rewrite that. That's probably a good idea. So if you're like me and you already have one on your website, maybe rewriting it would be a good idea. And then my offer, I have lots of offers on my website, so I might condense that down so it's a little bit clearer what I do offer. So there's lots of things to think about if you already are established or already have these things about how you can refine them and improve them. So this is an opportunity this week to do that if you're like me. All right. I want to just also talk about what I'm going to be doing next week, which together, once we've done all the work from this week, as far as, writing an about, coming with an offer, having an email address for contacting. So if you don't have an email address for people to contact you, you can create one that's either your name or your website or whatever. But just think about which email address you want people to contact you. And that would be for just like inquiries or business inquiries or something. I know a lot of people do stuff in DMs, which is fine, but it's good to just have an established email address that is for whatever you're up to, so that people can reach out via email as well. And what I'm going to be doing next week, we're going to build that website together with all those things that that I'm talking about here, and I'm going to be using Card to do that. I'm going to have a template, okay, and this is my referral link. It supports what I'm doing. If you use the QR code on the screen, you can also jump start ahead. If you don't want to wait till next week, I have the template and the beginner course ready to go. capely.com/free-course. You just go there and you can start it right away. That one is broken down in little bite-sized pieces, so I'll have that available for everyone next week as well. But this is what I'm going to be working with. I'm going to be working with this template and walking through again in a tutorial style next week where we get the website built. So I'm going to do that with you live. So you can get started if you want and join the live stream next week or watch the recording and do that. Or if you want to get ahead of the game, up to you. So that's available if you want it. And the Card websites currently $49 a year. So all you need is that. And then there's a domain, yourname.com, like mykpli.com example. So you get whatever your domain would be, purchase that. I use Namecheap, but there's plenty of others that do a great job. So think about purchasing that, but no pressure. You don't have to. There's no need to do that right away. Okay, so that's what we're going to tackle next week. I'm really excited about it. So I hope that what I'm talking about today helps clear up why we need to get this done before we talk about the fun stuff in social media, like the content creation, posting, the making videos, the networking, all these other parts of social media, which are just fantastic and what I really enjoy about it. And I know you do too. But the stuff that you can get done, a little bit of housekeeping before you get really involved in that, will like just help you grow on a path that makes sense for you. It's not just like flailing and wondering if you're meeting the right people or if you're posting the right things or if you're connecting with the right audience. All that stuff, doing these exercises will help you find that direction. And I know it's a lot of work, but I just find it so helpful, and I just want to share it with everybody because it helped me quite a bit. And I'm doing it again as I do these classes, so it's helping me. It's very exciting. All right, thanks so much everyone for joining. This has been really good. Been just so much uh, great information from what I've been going through here because I'm hoping to grow with you guys. So if you're following me and you're posting something and you want me to see it, please tag me. And there's an opportunity here. If you are doing any of the exercises or the goals of the week and you want to share that with me, or you make a post about anything, you can let me know and I will share it here as well. So you can show it off to my audience. And I'm happy to do that. So if you ever think of something like that, let me know and I will absolutely do that for you. All right, so we're just gonna wrap this up a little bit here. Got through that. I get through this stuff quicker every week. I'll talk about what I'll review what I talked about real quick. There was a few things I did overlook. I want to make sure that we get into. So when we're thinking about optimizing for a website, and then we're going to do the website next week, you want to really be honest with yourself. is this something that you're gonna be able to focus on or work on? Um, and I mentioned that, creating a realistic, maintenance schedule for your website. I think that's important to even just have that in the back of your mind, like, "Oh, yeah, I'm gonna be doing this. I wanna check in on it once a month and update it, or I wanna check in on it twice a week and update it." I do mine 2 to 3 times a week because I'm constantly doing live streams and spaces and audio content and, uh, all kinds of content just happens all the time. So I'm constantly updating my website, seems like, because I just have stuff always happening, and I wanna make sure that's available on my website. Um, so if you're, like, active like me and you're constantly putting things out there, it may be a more frequent schedule in reality, but, set it to some to again, set realistic goals to what you can achieve. And we talked about your offer, what thinking about what things you could offer. And there's no bad idea when it comes to this. So you could write down like 5 or 6 or 10 or 20 ideas. You just pick one that you think is something that you could implement and follow through with, and then that's what we offer on the website. You can test different things, you can try new things, you can give stuff away, you can charge for it. So you have to be creative and not be don't put yourself into a box, but you wanna give something for your audience to act on. If they don't have a call to action in following you, that can be where people just fall off and aren't engaged or bored. So my audience constantly has something to do. I give you something to do almost every day. So that keeps people engaged and hopefully they if they can't make it to one, maybe they feel bad, but they're gonna try and make it to the next one, and it just encourages engagement and, showing up next time and, you know, just the connection that way. So it's really fun, it's really fantastic, and that's because I give them something to do. I could still do all these things and not tell them. I could just do it, post it, and then hope for the best. But I like to give people a call to action a few days out, the same day. This is what the plan is. Are you gonna be there? And they can show up or they can't, but they have a decision to make, basically. And it's not an impulse buy necessarily. It's like, are you gonna be showing up? So that's like how I think about my offer. It's more of like a call to action. My offer right now, I do have other things on my website that I do have. I have my courses and I do have my live content and like this workshop is on my website. So I have lots of other things I could offer, but I think mostly right now it's like, okay, just what I'm doing today is my offer. That makes sense. So it's just like, what am I up to, and will you show up? That's my offer. And a way to collect emails is is effective for that. So my method for collecting emails right now is you can sign up for emails to get notifications for when I go live. So that's kind of an offer as well. So you could think about it that way as a way to just collect emails, put people on an email list, and I send out an email when I go live so that they can jump on if they're available. So that's just another way to get people engaged as I'm also giving them something. So I'm giving you something of value, which is these videos, but I'm also collecting emails in that process. So I hope that makes sense. And that's just one way to think about it, and that's how I do it. And there's plenty of other examples out there. So look around at other content creators, what they're doing, what are they offering, what are they putting out there, what's their call to action. And there's a lot that don't. There's a lot that don't have a call to action, and I think it's a missed opportunity, personally. I don't say do that in every post, certainly not, but you wanna make sure you have something for them, to act upon if they're interested. All right, so that was basically, what I want to go over, I think, to just finalize that idea and the idea of claiming your name on all platforms. I still need to do that, I think, so I'm going to be working on that this week and, creating goals for each platform, which honestly, I probably should do. So I'm probably gonna be doing a lot of the exercises in the workbook this week as well as the, the goal for the week of rewriting my about page and maybe tweaking my offer. We'll see. So there's a lot to work on if you want to really focus in on this. And then next week, we're going to build the website together. You can do that with me live if you want. Or if you want to get a jump on it, here's the information to take you right to it, keepli.com's free dash course. Take you there. Okay. All right, so I think I'm going to be wrapping this up pretty quickly here. Thanks everyone for joining. I got a few comments there, so I might check those real quick before I wrap up. But I do want to let everyone know I'm doing a space at 8:30, so that's 8:30 Eastern time right now. So that would be put us at 40 minutes from now. So you can convert that to your time zone if that's available. If you're available, it'd be great to have you there. You can also find this QR code will take you right to it, and you can set a reminder. You can find the link in the description of this video. You can find it replies to this video wherever you're watching it. You should be able to find it in the description or content around the video. If you don't, reach out, or you can go to my website live page on keepli.com, and you see live, click on that, and then you'll find all the links you need. Okay, so I hope you join me for that at 8:30, which is about 40 minutes from now. And that's where we can have an open discussion, answer questions, comments, add your thoughts, tell me I'm crazy, or sometimes the discussion just goes to these most incredible places. So it's always a lot of fun to see where it goes. It's kind of more casual, we just go wherever the conversation goes. Sometimes some really fascinating people wander in, and boy, is that really entertaining. I'm also going to be testing the video on the spaces tonight, and we'll see how that goes. So I'll let you know, but you can come see it. You can come see for yourself. All right, so we got a couple of comments. I'm just going to jump over there and say hi. And we've got Darby in the chat. Always lovely to see you. The buy now button, yes. Have a call to action. Rebuild jumped in, said hi. Thank you so much for jumping in and saying hi. So great to see you all. Thanks for watching, and I hope you can join us in the space later. It's always a lot of fun, and it's just a great way to network with others, because the secret cheat code of social media is the networking, and X is by far the best place to do that. So that's why I want to invite you all over there. If you're not on X, create an account, click the link for the after space, and join us and just check it out. You can just sit there and listen if you're just curious. I also will be testing some new features, so we'll see how that goes. It could all burst into flames. You could witness it. I mean, that'd be kind of cool too. You never know. You never know. So thanks so much for tuning in. I'm going to let's see. Yeah, thank you, Darby. I know we got a lot of people who tuned in. It's so great to see everybody. These ones are always very fun to do and talk. It's kind of just me talking, but it's very good to go over these topics and deep dive into them. So I really enjoy it. And I think that's going to do it for tonight. And I will see you at 8:30, which is about 40 minutes from now, in the after space. So follow those links, get your X account set up if you don't have one, and join the conversation. It'll be really great to see you there. So thanks so much for popping in, and have a great night.